Okay, keep your eyes closed. Let the shoulders relax. Spine and neck are erect. And bring your entire attention to the apparatus of breathing. Breath is going in and breath is coming out. And that is the closest reality that we can experience, which is something that we are not doing. If I raise my hand, I feel like I'm raising my hand. But breathing is something that is voluntary and involuntary at the same time. It's controlled by parasympathetic as well as sympathetic nervous systems. So this breathing becomes a connecting link. You can hold the hand of breathing and go deep inside. Just observe the breathing. There is no need to control. Just observe that the breath is going in, the breath is coming out. And with this reality, there are two things that we cannot deny. One is our own existence, and the other one is your breathing. So with our own existence, we become aware of our own breathing. The body is breathing. The mind is observing that the body is breathing. And the consciousness inside is observing the mind, observing the body, breathing. So in that observation, not of the mind, but of the Sakshi inside, the consciousness inside. When you observe from that platform, from that state of complete calmness, complete alertness, complete surrender, there is no room there for the ego to be. Kabir has said, Prem gali ati sakari, tame do na samay. And love is consciousness. We're not talking about the earthly love here. Let's not misunderstand. So when he's saying tame do na samay, what he's saying is either that consciousness can be the only one, and there is no room for the second one to exist there. The whole fundamental basis of Advaita is in this one small doha of Kabir. Prem gali ati sakari tame dona samay. It's like threading the needle. Only one thread can go through it. To be aware from inside that the mind is observing the body is breathing. And join your palms to the heart center. We will say Omkar. Now observe from within how the body breathes in, takes a deep breath, and says Om, and then there is a sense of vibration. So with that one reality that we talked about, the breathing, which cannot be denied, our own existence, amness, as I call it, not I am, but am. That amness cannot be denied, the presence. So with that presence, we will observe Take a deep breath. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently open your eyes, rub your palms, and put the soft part of your palms on the eyes very gently. And open your eyes. So today I'm thinking that we're going to do progressive exercise. Now, here's the thing, like yoga is not a workout, right? It is a way to stimulate the body. It is a way to sort of wring your muscles, wring them so that all the toxins come out. It's a method of compressing. It is a method of extension. So there is a lot going on in yoga that typically does not happen in the gyms when you're in an exercise mill. Or so yoga is, to me, a way to stimulate, and that stimulation is not a workout. And you don't want to exhaust your body. You just want to stimulate it just enough so that it functions very well throughout the day and for many years to come. Similarly, with the breathing exercises that we do, basically just inducing stimulation in the body. Some parts of the body we don't use, just like, using your digits, exercising them, stretching them. So all you're doing is you're gushing the blood in those particular locations. Some marma bindus are getting pressed, and they do their own job through the day when they are pressed in a certain way. And someday we talked about the marma bindus that are on the face, last time. So the yoga exercises, or rather postures, are designed to press those marma bindus in a certain way. And when they are pressed, just like acupressure, nothing different than that. There are all these sciences, yesterday I was listening to an audio, rather a video. There are a lot of studies being done, and in the past, in the history and all of that, there's a lot of transmigration of knowledge that has happened between China, India, Malaysia, the Southeast Asia, and all this knowledge has now starting to make sense because it's all coming together. Okay, some of that got translated in many other languages. So why I'm saying that is these marma bindus, when you press them and release them, you kind of are sending signals within. So if I take my temple, for instance, and I do a massage here, you're stimulating that marma bindu, and that helps you with, they say they help you with the blood pressure and all of that. So with yoga, it is not to be taken as an exhaustive exercise to work out the body, to build the body. It's not that. It's about toning the muscles. It's about extracting helping the body to circulate the blood so the toxins get out. Okay, so that's the goal of that. Now today we are going to do the Surya Namaskar, of course. We will do pranayam. And then if time permits, we'll do some meditation towards the end. Okay, so today's Surya Namaskar is a little different. I call it the progressive Surya Namaskar. The way we will do it is we'll start with 1, 2, go back to 1, 1, 2, 3, go back to 3, 2, 1, go back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll just keep on building it. Those who can do, please stick with me. Those who cannot, you can just relax and just observe your breath sitting in Balasana or whatever feel comfortable, and then we can start the pranayam later. Okay, so let's get up. Let's just warm up a little bit. And I hope you all can hear me very well. Let's stretch. And breathe out and extend. So you stretch yourself, stretch, stretch, stretch. Baddha Asana. Okay, and then you stretch on the toes, your eyes on your toes, stretch yourself as though you're going to touch the sky. If not sky, touch the ceiling. And stay focused here. It's a balancing technique to make sure your heels are connected at the back. And exhale and come down. And you will feel that the whole body is stimulated by just this one elongating exercise. So you're basically stretching. Do it again. Now cross your fingers the other way around. Put the other index finger on the top. Okay, stretch. And stretch yourself up, 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 up. Keep stretching until that last muscle gets stretched. And exhale and come down. Okay, very good. Let's do some jogging. Let's stimulate the body. Again, we are just think about that you're stimulating it. You're not working it out. You're not exhausting all your energies. You're just basically doing this to stimulate, to get the blood flow glowing. Let's see if you can raise your heels and kick your butt at the back. Gives you deeper stretch in your quads. Okay, then skip in the position. Skipping is the fastest way to raise your heart rate, in my opinion. Okay, very good. That should be good enough. Those who cannot skip, you can just do simple up and down like this. That's also fine. Basically stimulating your calf muscles. That are extremely helpful in the lymphatic circulatory systems in the body. And just stand in Tadasana. Observe. The body is breathing fast. The heart rate has gone up. And then move back a little bit and observe the mind that is observing the body. Just come to that stillness. Nainam chindanti shastrani nainam dahati pavaka. There is no fire or any kind of weapon that can touch you there, that can cut you there, can burn you there. That's the point, but that point is infinite. We are all within that. It's inside us and outside us. I don't know why I keep remembering Kabir today, but he has said something very, very beautifully. He says, when you pull the fish out of the water. That's the first time it begs for the water. It wants to go back. It's the first time it realizes that it was in the water. Till then, it has no awareness that it is inside the water until you pull it out. And that's what we are doing through yoga. We are trying to realize, we are making ourselves aware. We are getting self-awareness here. The awareness is that we are inside itself. We are inside that consciousness that renders all the awareness of the mind, awareness of the body. All is coming from that one source. And that one source is infinite at the same time, like the ocean for the fish. It cannot fathom it. So observe the body, see the tingling sensations. And we started today with the immediate reality of us. What is our immediate reality? We are breathing and we are aware. We are in this body and that body has sensations. And that is our immediate reality that we can experience at a gross level. So let's stay with that gross level. Okay, very good. Now, we are going to skip the rest of the exercises today. I think we have stimulated the body enough. So let's start with our Surya Namaskar. And like I said, we're going to build the Surya Namaskar today from 1, 2, go back, 1, 2, 3, go back, 1, 2, 3, 4, go back. Okay. It could be a little bit strenuous, but just stay with me. We'll do it nice and slow. Make sure that we are not exhausting ourselves. We are just basically stimulating the body and making sure everything is stretched. Hiranmayena patrena satyasya pihitam mukham Tattvam pushan apavrunu satya dharmaya drishtaye. Om Ram Mitraya Namaha. Slide your palms down to the navel and extend them out, stretch as much as you can, and then go up, breathe in, and connect with your biceps. And push your hips forward. And then drop your head at the back, look at your own thumbs. And come up. And then forward from your hips, gently, gently, gently. Let the gravity take over. Let the gravity take over. And maintain that Sakshi Bhav from inside. You're observing the mind and the body doing their thing. So this is position number 2. So this is the position that activates the Swadhisthana chakra. The Swadhisthana is basically designed to surrender. And this is how we do Namaskar to the elders in India. So every time you do that, your Swadhisthana is activated, you get into this surrendering mode. And join your palms again and come up. And bend backward. And bend back, forward. And let the body gently succumb to the gravity. Fold from your hips, not from the waist. And Put your hands down. You come back to Padahastasana and tuck your head in and look at your own knees. And let's go to number 3. Put your entire palm down on both sides and come to Ashwasanchalan. Ashwasanchalan is a relaxing position, but it also activates your Agnya Chakra. So look straight ahead. We're not seeing at a particular thing, whatever is being reflected with the light in your eyes, on the retina, that information should go straight to the brain without any processing in between. Let's just observe that the mind doesn't get interference, doesn't produce any interference. Like a camera observes, the camera doesn't register anything, it just observes until the mind decides to press that button, we click it, and the recording takes place. That's how the camera of the eyes also works. The mind decides to remember something. The mind decides that I should not forget this. And then the recording inside starts. But here we are having a blank look, open focus look. You're not focusing on anything. And we're gently training the mind. And come back to number 2, stretch. Join your hands and come back to 1. And come back here. Om Hrim Ravaye Namaha. 1, Ekam, Dve. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings at the back, right here. All of these muscles should get beautifully stretched. If you can hold your calf muscles and pull yourself in, or grab your toes and pull yourself in, whatever works for you. And we are back to Swadhisthana. And we're back to Ashwasanchalan. And go to number 4, Dandasana, Dvipada Prasaran. Look at the front edge of the mat or in between the hands. Your body should be absolutely straight, like a log, like a stick. And this activates the Agnya Chakra as well as your Manipur Chakra down there at your navel. This is a core exercise. Okay, so from 4, we're going to go back to 3. Come back to 2. Join your palms. And Om Rum Ravaye Namaha. 1, 2, 3. Ashwasanchalan, just look ahead. And push your hips in. There's another way to do this, is you pull yourself back and then push your hips in completely and just put your hands down like that. And look up. Or you put it down here and look up. 3, 4. Dandasana, Dvipada Prasaran. And we come to 5. So put your knees down, relax, exhale completely. Don't move your hands. Hands stay where they are. And completely surrender here. Swadhisthana Chakra again. Breathe in and come up to 4. Come up to 3. Come up to 2. And 1. And relax. Om Raim Bhanave Namaha. Slide your palms down. Go out and over. And come to Padhastasana. Tuck your head in. Look at your knees. Take your left foot back. And come to Dvipada Prasaran. 5. And relax. Shashankasana. Balasana. And come to Sashtang Namaskar. Put your chin, chest, and knees down. And come to 5. Come to 4. And this time, let's put the right foot up. Left foot up. And relax. Om Ram Khagaya Namaha. Slide your palms down to the navel. Hands out. And number 2, Dve. Take your right foot back. Ashwa Sanchalan. Ekpad Prasaran. And see if you can push your hips in. And when you push your hips in, make sure your shin is perpendicular. So you can keep on pushing like that. And again, from inside, observe the mind. The mind is observing the body. Mind is commanding the body. All of that awareness from within, all of that amness, easiness from within is only observing what is going on with the mind-body system. And observe your breath at the same time. So we are working with 2 realities. The awareness reality that cannot be denied, that I am. The second reality is the mind and body system is breathing. The body is, the gross reality is that the body is being stretched, is being challenged, is being stimulated. And come to Dvipada Prasaran, Dandasana. And relax. Pancha. Shata. Sashtang Namaskar. And come to Sapta, Sarpasana. Again, this is about Swadhisthana Chakra and the Manipur Chakra. So just look up and let's make sure your knees are not touching the mat. And then go back to Sashtanga Namaskar. Shata Pancha. Chatwari. Training. Right foot back. Up. Padahastasana. And one. Relax. Exhale and come back to Samasthiti. So the Samasthiti, we talked about it a few times. Sama is balance. Balance is equanimity. And when you go to a shop in India or some vegetable market, the guy has this balance in his hands. He puts this weight on one side, puts the vegetable on the other side. And that needle exactly comes to the center at some point. And so that the mind doesn't sway from the left to the right. That's the equanimity we are talking about. So when the mind doesn't sway, understand what happens. When the mind doesn't sway, it becomes still. The moment it becomes still, the rug is pulled under its feet and the mind just falls into this deep abyss. Because the mind can only exist when it oscillates from left to the right, right to the left, left to the right. And so in Samasthiti, we are trying to keep the body completely in balance, the mind completely in equanimity. And the third eye, the third existence inside of Sakshi, is observing the game the mind and body are playing. Om Ram Khagaya Namaha. Slide your palms down to the navel. And Dve. Take your head in and observe that the mind and body system worked well together. Take your left foot back and come to Ashvasanchalan, Ekpad Prasaran. And come to Dvipad Prasaran. And put your knees down and relax. Exhale completely here. Surrender. A complete surrender of the mind, body, system. Pancha. Shata. Sashtanga Namaskar. And Sapta. And Ashta. So Ashta is a very, very important destination in the journey of Surya Namaskar. They're all important, but the Ashta position is, it really tests the body, it stimulates it, it strengthens your shoulders, it puts your heart. It's a kind of a semi-inversion. So when your heart is lower than your hips, than your shoulders, a different kind of stimulation happens inside, helps the circulatory system, reduces the load on the heart. So observe that. Now what I would do is spread your fingers completely. Take your index finger and make it parallel to the edge of the mat.
spread those fingers completely, get a nice grip. So 3 fingers are going to be on the floor, 2 fingers on the mat, and then spread your legs out to the edge of the mat. So the feet, the outer edge of the feet is parallel to the mat. And you will realize that this will take you deeper into the position. So now do a chin lock, press your chin against the chest, and look at your own navel. And then push with your hands, rise on the toes, push with the hands, rise on the toes, make sure your hands don't buckle. Keep them straight and push with the hands. It opens up your chest. And then without changing anything, put the heels back on the mat. So Ashta, Sapta. Shata. Bring your feet back where they were. Shata. Pancha. Breathe in, put your left foot up. Did I do this right? Nope. Pancha Chatwari. Chatwari Treni. Treni Padhastasan Dve. Join your palms and unfold yourself from the hips. Push your hips forward and then come back. Very good. You're almost there. Om Raha Pushne Namaha. Slide your palms down, out, over. Exhale as you go down. And when I say as you go down, your body and mind are doing all the work just to observe from inside with a complete equanimity. Connect with your breath. This is number 6. So the right foot should go back. Ashwa Sanchalan. Ashwa is the horse. Let's tame this horse. Let's tame this mind. Everybody talks about the power of the mind. It has infinite power within, but only all that infinite power is useful only if we can tame it. So how do we tame it? We have to start from the subconscious mind. Subconscious is 9 parts of your mind. Only 1 part makes up the conscious mind. And that subconscious is what rules our life. So the freedom is, they talk about liberation, freedom, all of that mukti. To me, all of that is just being free of your own mind. There is no mukti out there. We are held by our own clutches. And that clutch is of the subconscious, the sanskars, the prarabdha, all of that actions that are coming from the subconscious, and we have no control over them. So the equanimity is a way to open up the subconscious mind. Equanimity, equipoise of the mind, perfect equilibrium of the mind. Foot back. Chatwari. Pancha. Breathe in.
Shata. And remember, we are only stimulating the body. Please don't take this as a workout. This is not a workout. Sapta.
Ashta. Mukhashvanasana. Parvatasana. Sumeru Asana. Dvipada Prasarana Asana. But in the Sumeru position. Okay, so we are back to number 8. Then we exhale and go back and pull your knees up again. Bring the knees to the ground, hover them about a couple of inches, and then bring them back up. And then go down again, go 1 inch, and then bring them back up. And let's see if we can settle them. Okay, very good. And relax. Nava. Breathe in and come up. Ashta.
Sapta. Shata.
Pancha.
Chatwari. Right foot up. Chatwari. Again, we are back to Ashwasanchalan, the Agnya. This is a commanding position. We are commanding the horse. It is the Agnya Chakra, which is the command center. And that's where the pineal gland is inside the third eye, as they call it. It's all in there. So the command chakra, Agnya Chakra, is one of the most important chakras of the mind. And if you think about it, if you start from the extremities, you have the Muladhara Chakra down there and the Sahasrara Chakra. If you take one step down, one step up, the Agnya Chakra directly controls the Swadhisthana. If you come down one more, Vishuddhi, and go up to your Manipur Chakra, they are both connected. Okay, and then in the center is the Anahat Chakra. So Chatwari, Trini, Dwe, and come up. All right, very good. So we have come till position 9. We got 3 more to go. Somebody has unmuted. Please mute yourself. Om Ram Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. 1, 2. Put your hands by the side. Make sure your middle finger and the big toes are aligned. They should be in straight line like this. So this is the 7th Surya Namaskar. Left foot should go back. Treni and Chatwari. And Pancha and Shata and Sapta and Ashta. And Nava. Breathe in Dasha. Left foot up. Ashwasanchalan. Put your entire palm down. Push your hips in and try to look up. Gaze up. Dasha and Nava. And Ashta. And Sapta. And Shata. And Pancha. And Chatwari. And left foot up. And come up. Very nice. Those who want to take a break, please take a break and relax. You don't have to continue. It gets harder and harder. Om Hrim Mariche Namaha. Slide your palms down. Go up. And number 2. Take your right foot back. Ashwasanchalan. Ekpad Prasaran. Let's see if we can tame this horse today. And taming of the horse is not a process. It's an instant. If we are in the present moment, everything is tamed automatically. Chatwari. Pancha. Shata. Sapta. Ashta. Nava. Dasha. Right foot up. Ekadasha. Dasha. Nava. Ashta. Sapta. Shata. Pancha. Chatwari. Treni. Dve. Ekam. Om Rom Adityaya Namaha. Slide your palms down and go back. Dve. Treni. Chatwari. Pancha. Shata. Sapta. Ashta. Nava, Dasha, Ekadasha, and Dwadasha. Beautiful. Thanks for being with me. This was wonderful. I've never taught this. Today was the first time teaching reverse and progressive ones.
It was really awesome. Really
Thank
good.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So sometimes I do this on my own and it's really amazing. Your whole body is warmed up, you break sweat, and you're ready to do more asanas. Let's do one which is a difficult one, Supta Virasana. So sit down, sit down like this, and pull your heels out on both sides, and you sit in between. Those who cannot do that, you can use a block underneath to sit, okay? And then go back on your elbows. And if you want to push your quads a little bit more, go all the way down and grab your ankles. And see if you can tuck your head in, almost like the Matsyasana, forming a good arch in the back. This one exercise I never do until my whole body is stimulated. And then you come up. So we're all a little bit tired. Why don't we just do a quick relaxation? So lie down on your backs in Shavasana and let the body come back to homeostasis. And let's come back to our gross realities. See, in Adhyatma, yoga, they talk about all kinds of abstract things. The chakras and the kundalini and this energy, that energy. And honestly, I have no experience of that other than some visualizations inside. And it's an abstract idea, okay? Everything is man-made or discovered by the man. What is not man-made is your breathing. What is not man-made is your body. So what you have at hand is this gross reality that you are in the body and that body is breathing. That one reality we cannot deny. Rene Descartes goes a little bit further and says, I think, therefore I am. But yoga takes beyond that. Rene is talking about the ego, about his own existence, which is a psychological phenomena. You know, somebody has said that the humans are so programmed that they don't see their own mechanistic behavior. And there is a mechanism inside called ego that prevents us from seeing that mechanistic behavior of the mind and body. So all sadhana, all yoga, whether you choose bhakti yoga or jnana yoga, all of these are designed to break that maya, to break that mohajal Mayajal. And that is that mechanism that prevents us to see as it is. And the whole idea here is through sharp awareness, complete attention, from moment to moment to moment to moment. If you keep on observing, keep on observing, keep on observing, the hardest of the rocks is cut by the thinnest, the finest threads. That thread, if you keep on rubbing, keep on rubbing, keep on rubbing on that one location of that rock, you will make a dent eventually. The softest of the waters churns all those hardest rocks in the rivers and make them completely round. The river rocks, pebbles. Similarly, the softest of the attention inside. The attention is so soft that it needs no action on your part. And with that attention, with that awareness, someday that Mohajal, Mayajal, we can make one crack in it, one hole in it. One brick comes out, the second brick comes out. And we'll start seeing that vast Akash out there. And once you get that glimpse, only once is enough. That one glimpse will convince us that there is bigger Akash out there than the ceiling. You look out of the window, you see that beautiful sky. And that sky has this adamya, pukar, gravitational pull, whatever you want to call it, that makes you open the door and come to your backyard and experience the sky. And then from that backyard, you come out of your own yard, go to the streets, and you see bigger sky. And from the streets, you start climbing the mountain. You get this 360 degrees view. And that is how it all operates with the sadhana. Wonderful. Let's come back to our own rooms from that tip of the mountain and turn to your left side, left hand up, turn to the left. You realize the body is calm again. And let's come to a seated position. Wonderful. Let's come to Ardha Padmasana. You know, there is a reason why they call Ardha Padmasana. See, the Padmasana is nothing but the Ida and the Pingala, nadis, crisscrossing. So when you cross them, you know how they cross on all these chakras. Now again, I'm talking abstract here. Okay, they say that after the Vishuddhi chakra, this thing changes. So your Pingala nadi becomes Pingala here on the left brain. The Ida nadi on the right side becomes the right brain. So the Padmasana is called the king of asanas. And you crisscross your legs, that is an indication that you're crossing the Ida and the Pingala down there. But when you do the Ardha Padmasana, so you'll see probably statues of Buddha and Mahavir and most of some of them, they are sitting in Ardha Padmasana. And there is a reason why they do that, because the heel presses against the perineum and pushes against your Muladhara chakra. So the Muladhara chakra represents innocence, apparently. And so when you put the right leg on the top, there's also, they say that when these two nadis start, the Ida nadi is the one that is at the bottom and the Pingala nadi is on the top. So you'll see that sometimes people sit with this kind of meditation. So you'll see Vivekananda sitting sometimes when the left hand is below, the right hand is on the top. Okay. So that's how they sit in meditation sometimes. Some people will form this beautiful circle like this, but still the left hand is under. That's because the Ida Nadi starts first and then the Pingala Nadi starts on the other side. So there's this connection down there, which is a symbolic representation here, nothing else. Okay. So when I'm putting my right foot on the top, I'm saying that the Ida is under, the Pida is on the top, Pingala is on the top. Okay. All right. Now, oh, it's already 8 o'clock, 8:04. We're going to do some pranayams, but before we do the pranayam, we'll do some kriyas. Okay. We'll start with Kapalbhati. We'll do Bhasrika Kriya. Okay. Kapalabhati Kriya. And then we'll do Agnisara Kriya. Agnisara is one of the most important ones. They're all important. Okay. I just say that it's one of the most important, but they're all important. So what I typically do is I make a schedule for myself and I pick a few, then I shift them around and I pick them few, and so then I make sure that I go through all of them. Okay. So today we are going to cover our standard Kapalabhati Kriya. We'll do the, the Bhasrika. Then we'll do the Agnisara. Okay. And then we'll do some Amar Kruti after that. Okay. Amar Kruti is a kind of combination of many. So let's do the Kapalabhati, but today we are doing the Kapalabhati using the thoracic right here, not the abdominal. So abdominal is when you push this muscles or pull this in, you blow your nose, right? Like this. Here, we are not going to blow the nose. We are going to use the lungs to just breathe. So it's a much subtler one, which is like this. As a consequence of this, you will see that the tummy is moving in and out. Okay, so the breathing is driving that, whereas in the abdominal Kapalabhati, the pulling of these muscles is driving the breathing. It's quite the opposite. Okay, so this is a subtler one. So let's sit in Chin Mudra. Exhale completely. Breathe in half the lungs. And then do the breathing, rapid breathing, using your lungs only. So you're using the muscles of the lungs and the cavity and this ribs muscles, not your diaphragm. You're not using the diaphragm. Okay. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, let's start. We did 108. Exhale completely. And perform Bhaya Kumbhak. Pull your tummy muscles in It's also the Uddiyana Bandha. And take a deep breath. And very gently leak the air out. Not saying breathe out, leak it out. That means there is no noise. Just like the bike tire leaks air, the car tires leak air, one bubble at a time. Let's do one more round. Exhale completely. Breathe in half the lungs and begin. Exhale completely. Pull your tummy in. Uddiyana Bandha. And gently start leaking the air out. Very controlled. I apologize. I forgot to give you instruction to breathe in, but I hope you figured it out. Okay, one last round. Exhale fully. Breathe in half the lungs and begin. Exhale fully. Pull your tummy in. Make sure there's Mula Bandha down there. Baya Kumbhak. You're aware that you exist. You're aware that you're alive. And you're not breathing at the same time. And take a deep breath. And leak the air. Wonderful. Now we'll do Bhastrika. So come to Adi Mudra, put your thumb to the base of the pinky, like this, and then close. And then we're going to go like bellows at a blacksmith. The blacksmith is doing the bellows and is blowing air to churn the fire and heat the iron and all of that. So be careful. These are all pneumatic tools that are given by the nature to us. Okay, so let's not misuse them. Be careful. Follow the instructions. So as you go up, you breathe in, and then you breathe out forcefully, fully. Now here we are using your tummy muscles again. Let's go 10 times or 15 times, whatever suits you. After that, we'll do Mahamudra. So what it is, it's you do the chin lock, pull this in, and put your anus up. Okay, and you can watch if you've never done this. Go. Take a deep breath. So at the end of the last exhalation, I'm pulling my tummy all the way in and up. Okay, and then you put your chin lock. So when I do this, I press my knees down. That will allow you to put your chin against your chest much harder, like this. Okay, pull your shoulders up a little bit and pull your tummy in and pull your anus lock. So this is called the Mahabandha. Okay, let's do one more time. Adi Mudra. We'll do 15 strokes. Take a deep breath. We'll do last round. Adi Mudra. Let's begin. So let's do Shitakari breathing, because before doing Amarkruti, I would like you to learn what is Shitakari breathing. So it's hot out there, it's high heat advisory going on. It's going to be 117, 18 degrees. So let's cool the system down. So how do you do that? You breathe in through your teeth, okay? And so if you've never done this, shouldn't be that difficult. It's just basically you exhale completely out first. Always exhale, empty the lungs so that you get maximum air through the teeth. And then once you breathe through your teeth, you are not going to do the Uddiyana Bandha. You're going to let that cool air settle into your tummy. Okay? And once it settles, you release your tummy out. You don't hold it, you release it out. But keep the Mula Bandha on, and we'll do chin lock like this. After you breathe in, you do the chin lock. Count 10, then release your chin lock, and you're breathing. Your belly has all the air that we inhaled. We just exhale it out through Ujjayi breathing. So Ujjayi is when you press your epiglottis against inside, like so to make that sound, what do? You press your epiglottis inside. There we go. Exhale fully. Breathe out through Jai. So some people call this Sadanti pranayama as well. In my system, the way I've learned it, this is Shitakari pranayam. So there is Sitali pranayam, which is different, which is when you roll your tongue, fold it from the side like a taco. When you fold it and then you breathe in, that is the Sitakari. Then there is another one where you fold your tongue inside and put it against your upper teeth, like this. This is called Bhujangi pranayam. Some people call this something else. I forget the names, but there are all these names again. Okay, the action doesn't change, the effects don't change. Again, these are all labels, so don't get all confused with these names. Okay, it doesn't really matter. What matters is whether you do it. If you do it, then you get the benefits out of it. So let's do the Shitakari one more time. Exhale fully, close your eyes. So now we're going to do Amar Kruti. Now, what is Amar Kruti? Amar Kruti is a combination of three things. Okay. We did the Kapalbhati. So we'll start with Kapalbhati. We'll do 108 strokes. Then we pull we do the Mahabandha kind of thing, like, all the three locks. Now, what are these locks, right? We all talk about locks. But in your spine, in that Sushumna Nadi, which is an abstract idea again, there's a meridian, the energy meridian, as they call it. In that meridian, there are three granthis. Granthis are knots. Those knots are that mechanism that I was talking about earlier that prevents us from realizing our own realization. So through the pranayam, what we are doing is we are breaking open, you're loosening those knots. The three knots happen. One is here, and one is down there. Okay. So these three granthis, the most down there, which is at the Muladhara chakra, right outside the Muladhara chakra, there is a granthi. And that granthi it prevents us from taking the Kundalini up to the Sahasrara. That's what they say. Okay. So with the pranayam, what happens is when you do these three locks, right, the prana is trapped. It gets trapped. And then when you hold the breath, you hold the prana inside, it exerts pressure on these granthis. It wants to break out of it. Slowly but surely, that fine thread that we talked about, if you keep on rubbing it, it will cut the hardest rock. That's what happens. If you keep on doing this, keep on practicing, those granthis will automatically open up. So the Brahma Granthi, which is down there, opens up and the Kundalini comes up. And once it comes up, it opens up the Granthi here and then the Granthi there. That's why there are these three locks that are so important in the system of yoga. Okay, so let's do the Amar Kruti. So what we're going to do is do the Kapalabhati. Once you do the Kapalabhati, you completely exhale out and then you do the Mahabandha. So now this time the Mahabandha, you're going to put your hands on your knees
like this, facing backwards. So my fingers are facing towards me. So you push them hard. And then you pull your anus up, your tummy in, your chin against this. And you lock it like this. This is the tri-lock, as they call it, the Mahabandha. And you're focusing all your energy onto the Manipur chakra. Okay, bring all that apana, prana, all that samana, all that gets compressed here. That compression is going to exert pressure onto those granthis, as the science of yoga calls it. Okay, whether or not it really happens, I don't know, honestly. Okay, so you may want to talk to some experts, but this is what I learned. This is what I've been practicing for many years. I don't know. I'm being absolutely honest with you. Okay, so let's have the faith in the system. Maybe somebody has experienced it. Okay, let's just keep doing it, as we call it. And if at all, if those granthis don't open up, there are still physiological benefits of doing what we're doing. The digestive system, the respiratory system, all of that gets stimulated. Okay, so let's do Kapalabhati 108 times. Now with the abdomen. Let's go. Exhale fully. And begin. Exhale fully. The trilock. And now breathe in through your teeth. And release the belly. Hold the breath inside. And exhale through Jai. So this is a combination of kriyas. It's a combination of pranayam and the breathing technique. Okay, so the kriya is the Kapalbhati we did, right? Then the bandhas. Okay, so that goes into the psychic level. There's a gross reality of breathing. Okay, so the kriyas, the psychic, and then you hold the breath. That goes into the manipulation of the breath, which is the realm of pranayam. So this is a very, very amazing exercise. It's called Amarukruti. So practice this every day. It has tremendous benefits. Okay. Now, the last one we are going to do is Agnisara. And after that, we will end the session. So Agnisara is something similar. So we completely exhale. You put your hand on the knee. You pull your tummy in. Okay, you have the chin lock right here. And even if you don't do the chin lock the first time, it's okay. But your mula bandha is always there. Okay. So once you do that, once you pull your tummy in, you're going to throw it out. Pull it in and throw it out, but without breathing. So you're into complete Bahya Kumbhak. If you've never done this, you can observe this today and practice it slowly. Do few strokes, like start with 5 strokes first. So here's how you do it. I'll show you quickly. Completely exhale. You breathe in, pull your tummy in and throw out. But I'm not exhaling or inhaling at the same time. So we are so used to doing the Kapalabhati and breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. No, none of that. You're completely holding the breath out. There is no more air in your system. So you're just flapping your tummy, flapping it in and out. So let's do that. See that? So I'm pulling my muscles of the tummy in like you're doing the Uddiyana Bandha. We just did that. Once you pull and you cannot pull anymore, you just relax them. You throw them out. You pull them in again, you throw them out in a rhythmic motion. Pull, throw, pull, throw, pull, throw, pull, throw. And slowly, 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 you will get into this rhythm of doing that. Okay. The maximum strokes recommended are 40 strokes in one cycle, 40 strokes. So you start with 5, slowly, slowly increase them to 10, 15, keep on adding the strokes. Okay. So do what you can, and then we'll say the prayers and close the session. Okay, let's try that. Okay. So exhale fully, lean forward, take a deep breath, let the tummy settle, slowly release it. Let's do one more round. Exhale fully. So with that, I think we should end the session. One thing I wanted to say today is with the breathing, you know what all this pranayam and breathing techniques and holding the breath, going out, leaving it, holding it in, holding it outside, all this regulation of the breathing, they do certain things in along your spine. Okay, we talked about the 3 granthis that we talked about. It also stimulates the body at the physical level. There's things happening at psychic level. Your chakras are getting activated through the Surya Namaskar we did. And this thing further strengthens those activities. Okay, so the Ida and the Pingala both are fired up. Okay, there are some mantras you can practice. So there is so much in this thing that it is one lifespan is just not enough. But this morning when I got up at around 4 o'clock, the thought came to my mind is when the breathing is too speedy, okay, it reduces the awareness. And I practice that today in the meditation. So how do you do that? So when you stimulate, like say for instance, if I ask you to run 2 miles and then come back and look into a microscope and tell me everything that you see down there, then the first thing you'll say, let me just calm down first, Baba. I cannot focus. I cannot see anything down there. My breathing is so hard.
And once your breathing becomes subtler and subtler and subtler and subtler, and it raises your awareness. Okay. And this is what happens in meditation, that you will notice that sometimes your body is not breathing. It becomes so subtle that you're hardly breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And in that breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, you will start realizing that when you breathe out, there is a gap before you breathe in again. When you breathe in, there is a gap before you exhale it out. Then there you breathe in again, then it goes out again. So this process constantly happens. And then when you're fully aware of what's happening there, you will start making this awareness. You start collecting all these awarenesses. 1 moment, 2 moment, 3 moment, 4 moment, they all become one ginormous collection of moments when you were fully aware that there is a gap. The apparatus takes a break, then it exhales out. Then it will inhale again. Then focus on that gap between the two breaths. Focus on the gap between the two thoughts. That thing that we were talking about earlier, about breaking that Maya jal, that mechanistic behavior of us not being aware of our own self, the self is not aware of itself, that awareness will start developing more and more. Okay, so please, before going to bed or early in the morning, if you're late night guy, I would say do your meditation in the night before you go to bed, or get up early in the morning, whatever works for you, you know. So it is nothing but like you take shower every day, you know. We have to take shower, something like that. It's something we do by just sitting down quietly. That's your time. Yoga is your time. So just set aside a time, a place, exact thing, like a setup, like you have your own thing, like, you know, I'm putting my computer on my own meditation seat. You know, create that ambience for yourself so that your mind will want to go there, you know. So there's less and less distraction. I sit against this window, I look out, I see this beautiful infinity out there. And all of these things make you surrender. And surrendering is not about like you surrender and then, you know, it's not surrendering as though you're surrendering to someone. Surrendering is nothing but the acceptance of the reality as it is in that moment. That's it. The surrender is a very misleading word in the path of yoga. This is not bhakti yoga where you go and surrender in front of the God and you do this and give me wealth, give me health, give me all of that. No, none of that. That is a bhakti marga, which is not this marga. So don't mix these two things in your head and get confused. So if you're on the path of yoga, you are trying to open up your mind so much so that only you remain. We merge with the reality so much, we accept the reality so much that there is no separation between us, the psychological separation that we've created around us, that calls me as Amit, that calls Puneet as Puneet, you know. That psychological separation is created by the society. It is given to us from the birth. My mom named me whatever she named me, and some people started calling me my name, right? None of that has any value in the path of yoga. Okay, none of that. So this psychological separation, that is the mechanistic thing. The mechanism inside is that psychological thing inside that doesn't let us realize that we are nothing. We are just another object, just like that tree outside. But we have the sentience, we have the senses that makes us feel that we exist. So with that, I think I'm going to close the session. We'll continue this discussion next time. So remember that, do your meditations, do your yoga, do your pranayama. Do whatever it takes to break those granthis, break that mechanistic behavior, and we close it. Close your eyes. your heart center. Focus your energy at the heart center. The Anahat chakra is in the center of all the 7 chakras. The center chakra, the center of love. Pratah smarami hridhi samsfuratma tattvam Satchit sukham paramahansa gatim turiyam Yat swapna jagara sushuptamavaiti nityam Tad brahma nishkalamaham nacha bhuta sangha Pratar bhajami manasa vachasa agamyam Vacho vibhanti nikhila yadanugrahena Yanneti neti vachanair nigama avocham Standeva deva majamachyutamahuраgram Pratar namami tamasah paramarkavarnam Purnam sanatanapadam purushottamakhyan Yasminnidam jagadasheshamasheshamurto Rajvam bhujangam iva pratibhasitam vai Rajvam bhujangam iva pratibhasitam vai Rajvam bhujangam iva pratibhasitam vai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Rub your palms. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amajit.
Thank you.
You're welcome.